My name is Taro Hazama, and I'm 20 years old. I live with my sister Yumi in a small apartment. Our father was a garbage human being who, instead of working, spent most of his days wasting the little money that he had on slot machines. If that wasn't enough, he ran away with a random woman we didn't even know after forcing all of his debt onto our mother. Our mother worked tirelessly day and night to pay off all of it, and miraculously made enough money to pay off the $30,000 debt in 3 years. That was around the time when I was in my senior year of high school, and my sister was in her second year of middle school. I was thinking of starting a part-time job when I got in college, and my sister was thinking of doing the same after she got in high school, so we were hopeful that we could alleviate Mom's workload a bit, but...
I'm home.
Mom? She passed away suddenly from a heart attack. She had overworked herself to death. Because our father destroyed my family's relationship with our relatives, my sister and I had no one to rely on but ourselves. To help us get by, I gave up on going to college and decided to get a job. And so I started working as a cashier at a convenience store. The store I was working at was close to a bunch of office buildings, so the same office workers would usually show up around their lunch breaks every day. I loved hearing their stories, and eventually, a bunch of my customers and I got pretty close with one another. Good morning! Are you feeling better today? Yeah, thanks to you. I listened to your advice and took the medicine early. Here's something to show my gratitude. Wow, thank you so much.
Hey, Taro, how you doing? Here, I bought a drink.
Thank you. It's been a hell of a day and I really needed this. The regulars were all friendly and nice, but there was one particular customer that I really wasn't fond of.
He's here again.
There he was, in the tightest suit you've ever seen, walking proudly as if to show off his heavily waxed golden hair. He apparently works around here, but he always shows up at the busiest time of the day to harass us. Hey, how long is this gonna take, huh? I don't have all day, you know. Lunch break's gonna be over soon. Are you gonna take responsibility if I'm late?
I'm so sorry, sir. Please give us a second.
You think an apology is gonna solve things? You're just a cashier, working at a damn convenience store. What right do you have to make an elite office worker wait in line? Go back to where you came from, you foreign bastard! The girl he was yelling at was here in Japan to study at a university, and was working here because she didn't want to make her parents pay for everything. It wasn't like she was slow at operating the register, and she was trying her best to be as polite as possible to each and every customer. And it broke my heart to see her holding her tears back as the guy continued to yell at her heartlessly. But this wasn't an isolated incident. On another occasion, "Hey, where's the tuna sandwich?" "I'm so sorry, sir, we're out of tuna for today." "But that's the most popular thing here!" "How bad are you guys at keeping track of your inventory?" And just the other day, "Hey, The man ripped apart the seal of one of the books being sold at the store and started reading it without purchasing it. I had tried my best at holding my anger in up until that point, but I've had enough. "I'm sorry, sir, but I'm going to have to ask you to purchase that book if you're going to read it." "What? But the seal was already ripped when I got here." "But I saw you ripping it." "Where's your evidence then?" "I was watching you from the register." "How bored are you guys?" "Now that you've ripped the seal, I need you to purchase that book." "What are you talking about? You didn't see me rip the seal. Stop lying." "What? Are you part-time workers blind too? As if being stupid wasn't bad enough." "I don't work here part-time. I'm a full-time employee." "But you still work here at a convenience store. You're still at the bottom of society's barrel." Then he started bragging about himself loudly enough so that everyone in the store could hear him. "I graduated top of my class at the famous Keio University, and now I'm working at the mega corporation Yakamasi Foods." Yakamasi Foods? Don't we get our bentos from there? "That's right! And if you want to keep on buying from us, you better stop treating me like that." Huh, so he works at Yakamasi Foods then, huh? Yakamasi Foods rose to the top of the corporate food chain by selling their products to convenience stores all over the country, and they had deep ties with our store as well. And he even graduated from the prestigious Keio University. I can get why he was so cocky all the time, but that didn't mean I should just let him off the hook.
Hey, Taro, what's with that guy that's always here? I was about to punch that dude in the face the other day. That was no way to treat others, especially if they're working their asses off.
The usual customers were starting to voice their concerns, and more importantly, I didn't want my workers to feel scared or intimidated by him. So that was why I decided to contact Mr. Sego, who is the area manager of our company. Mr. Sego and I knew each other even before I started working at the company, and he often gave me advice when my family was struggling to get by. I explained to him what had been going on. I don't want him to keep on disrespecting my workers, but what should I do? Do you know his name? I think it was Taquito? I saw it written on the ID card he had dangling around his neck. All right. Do you think you can keep everyone working at your store motivated? Yeah. Fortunately, the regulars are cheering us on as well, so I made the right decision when I appointed you to that store. What do you mean? The way you treat people with respect. That should work in your favor soon. Okay. You'll get it soon enough. Just forget about that Taquito guy for now. Soon, he won't dare to do anything like that again. What do you mean? Just leave it up to me for now. But more importantly, make sure you don't lose any of your staff because of this guy. So make sure you pay close attention to them. Yes, sir. So from that day on, I did my best to do what Mr. Sego had told me, and got in the way between my staff and Mr. Taquito. I made sure that I was the one that he yelled at, and not any of the other workers. But Mr. Taquito didn't show any signs of stopping his selfish behavior, and his verbal abuse against me got worse, possibly because he couldn't take his frustration out on anyone but me anymore. But things started to change drastically a week after I talked to Mr. Sego. That day, as usual, Mr. Taquito was in line shouting at the cashiers during the busiest time of the day. But then, while that was going on, he showed up. Hey, Taquito! What the hell do you think you're doing? Boss! There he was, the head of the sales department at Yakamasi Foods, standing right behind Mr. Taquito. I got word from someone that you were doing some truly unspeakable things around here. That was when I realized that Mr. Sego was the one that had contacted Mr. Taquito's boss. Mr. Taquito obviously didn't think his boss would show up here, so his face turned blue from shock and desperation. He started making excuses. No! You got it all wrong, sir! These workers wouldn't do their jobs properly, so I was just trying to teach them how it was done. They are our customers, you fool! They buy our products from us! And you have the audacity to tell them how to do their job? Know your place! But these idiots don't even have a college degree! That's why they're working here! So I thought I, as a KO alumni, had to educate them so that our products will actually sell! Hearing that, Mr. Taquito's boss seemed like he was about to yell at Mr. Taquito again. That was when the regulars that happened to be at the store stepped in. Educate them? You have to be kidding me.
You know, Taro worked his ass off for us. He tries his best to meet our needs and even listens to our suggestions.
You might have graduated from KO, but all you're good at is hurting other people's feelings. Taro is a way better human being than you will ever be.
What did you just say to me? I bet you went to some crappy college.
That's enough, you idiot! Why does it matter what university they or you graduated from? Look around you! There's not a single person willing to back you up! Mr. Taquito looked around him to search for a friendly face, but only saw the regulars at our store looking down on him with expressions of disapproval. He then quickly looked down in embarrassment. I'm going to conduct an investigation into how you've been treating our clients. If we find any evidence of further wrongdoing, we're making sure you pay for what you've done.
Are you going to fire me?
Just pray that it won't have to come down to that.
No, but I'm from KO University. I can't be fired.
Stop saying that! You're using my university's name in vain.
Wait, you're from KO as well, but you've never mentioned it before. Because he knows that doesn't mean anything. And for your information, we're from SO University too, you know. SO University? But that school is as famous and prestigious as KO.
But that doesn't mean anything. Now forget about all that and start from the bottom. Work your way up again. It was over for Mr. Taquito. He was wiped out. And from that day, Mr. Taquito stopped showing up at our store. Thank you so much, Mr. Sego. It's all thanks to you. I knew some people over at Yakamasi Foods, so I just used my connections a bit, that's all. So, what happened to Mr. Taquito? Apparently, he wasn't fired. But I did hear that he was transferred over to some branch in the middle of nowhere. Take that! Anyway, you're gonna be taking my place from next year. I have big expectations for you. Yep, thank you so much. By the way, the reason I was working alongside the part-time workers at the store was because every full-time employee had to go through a training period where they worked at one of the company stores for 2 years. And now that that was coming to an end, I was going to get promoted to an area manager. And the following year, I was appointed as the manager of a few stores that were in areas less populated than the store I used to work at was in. Things weren't as busy in these stores, but it was hard to pick out the right products to sell there because the preferences of the customers were completely different. There were a lot of people that preferred to do their shopping at supermarkets, so it became apparent that communicating with customers and catering each store to their needs was going to be paramount. Alright, let's do this. As a manager, I usually visit each of the stores that I oversee and do a number of things, including checking their inventory, giving advice on the layout of the store, and more. But it's also my job to communicate with our clients.
The representative from Yakamasi Foods is here.
Thank you. Please, let him through. Good afternoon, sir.
Wait!
It was Mr. Taquito who entered my office on behalf of Yakamasi Foods. As soon as he saw me, he flipped over and started sobbing. Oh, hello, Mr. Taquito. I didn't know you worked around here.
It's your fault! I had to be transferred to this place because of you!
What did I do?
I can't do this anymore!
Apparently, Mr. Taquito immediately quit his job after that. It seems like his pride got in the way of working with someone who didn't even have a college degree. But the person that took over Mr. Taquito's job later told me that because his personality was so crooked, he couldn't find a job after that. Now he's become a complete drunk.
I'm from KO! Bow before me!
He's still convinced that he's better than everyone else. It doesn't matter where you graduated from. You're still just another human being like anyone else. From watching Mr. Taquito's downfall, I learned the importance of staying humble and being respectful to others. It doesn't matter where you graduated from. You're still just another human being like anyone else.